Hey guys! Welcome to Chapter 7 of the Capital Adequacy Requirements 2023 document. Overview of Chapter 7. In this chapter, we will be discussing counterparty credit risk and how it impacts capital adequacy requirements for Canadian banks. The purpose of this chapter is to provide an overview of counterparty credit risk and the capital charge that banks must hold to cover this risk. This chapter will also cover credit risk mitigation techniques and other factors that affect counterparty credit risk management. Definition of counterparty credit risk, CCR. Counterparty credit risk is the risk that a counterparty to a transaction will default before fulfilling its obligations under the transaction. This risk is inherent in all financial transactions, and it can have a significant impact on a bank's capital adequacy. Types of transactions that can give rise to counterparty credit risk include derivatives, loans, and securities. As financial professionals, it's important to understand counterparty credit risk and its potential impact on a bank's capital adequacy. Calculation of counterparty credit risk capital charge. The counterparty credit risk capital charge is the amount of capital that a bank must hold to cover counterparty credit risk. There are different methods for calculating this capital charge, including the standardized approach and the internal models approach. The standardized approach is based on predefined risk weights, while the internal models approach allows banks to use their own risk models to calculate the capital charge. Let's take a look at an example of how to calculate the capital charge using the standardized approach. Suppose a bank has a $100 million loan to a counterparty with a risk weight of 100%. The capital charge for this loan would be $8 million, which is 8% of the exposure. Credit risk mitigation, CRM, techniques. Credit risk mitigation techniques are methods used to reduce the impact of counterparty credit risk. Examples of CRM techniques include collateral, netting, and guarantees. The use of these techniques can lower the capital charge for counterparty credit risk. For example, if a bank takes collateral to cover counterparty credit risk, the amount of capital required to cover the risk may be lower. It's important to understand the different types of CRM techniques and how they can affect the capital charge for counterparty credit risk. Credit Valuation Adjustment, CVA. Credit Valuation Adjustment, or CVA, is the adjustment made to the fair value of a financial instrument to account for counterparty credit risk. CVA is calculated based on the probability of default of the counterparty and the expected loss in the event of default. The capital charge for CCR includes the CVA charge. Let's take a look at an example of how to calculate CVA using the standard method. Suppose a bank has a $10 million derivative contract with a counterparty with a probability of default of 5%. The expected loss in the event of default is $1 million. The CVA charge would be $50,000, which is 5% of the expected loss. Other considerations for CCR management. Other factors that can affect the management of counterparty credit risk include wrong-way risk and concentration risk. Wrong-way risk is the risk that the counterparty's credit quality and the value of the transaction are highly correlated. Concentration risk is the risk that a bank has significant exposure to a single counterparty or a group of related counterparties. Banks must take these factors into account when calculating the capital charge for counterparty credit risk. For example, if a bank has a high concentration of exposure to a single counterparty, it may need to hold additional capital to cover the counterparty credit risk. Conclusion. Chapter 7 of the Capital Adequacy Requirements 2023 document provides valuable insights into managing counterparty credit risk for Canadian banks. We have explored the definition of counterparty credit risk, CCR, and its significance in capital adequacy requirements. We have also discussed the calculation of the capital charge for CCR, considering both the standardized approach and the internal models approach. Additionally, we examined credit risk mitigation techniques, such as collateral and netting, which can help reduce the capital charge. Moreover, we explored the concept of credit valuation adjustment, CVA, and its incorporation into the capital charge for CCR. Furthermore, we touched upon other important considerations for effective CCR management, including wrong-way risk and concentration risk. These factors should be carefully assessed and incorporated into the calculation of the capital charge. By effectively managing counterparty credit risk, banks can enhance their overall financial stability and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. As new financial professionals in Canadian banks, it is crucial to have a solid understanding of counterparty credit risk and its implications for capital adequacy. Staying updated with regulatory guidelines, best practices, and industry developments in this area is essential. By continuously improving our knowledge and skills in managing counterparty credit risk, we can contribute to the safe and sound functioning of the financial system. For further reading and learning resources, I encourage you to refer to the Capital Adequacy Requirements 2023 document and explore additional materials provided by regulatory authorities and industry associations. Remember, effective counterparty credit risk management is a critical aspect of our roles as financial professionals. Thank you for watching this video on the Capital Adequacy Requirements 2023. If you found this information useful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more updates on regulatory requirements. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and colleagues who may find it helpful. We welcome your comments and feedback, and we look forward to bringing you more informative content in the future.